Well, hello, mamas. Jessica Coulter here. Let's talk about family vacations some more. Let's talk about when to go. So, we've talked about preparing your teens, your tweens, your college kids, and helping them not miss too much school when they're going to miss school for a family vacation. And we've talked about, is it a good idea? Is it not a good idea? So, this time, let's talk about when to go. So, I think the easiest way to answer this, and I want to hear from you all, is beginning of the school year, end of the school year. So let me know which you would choose. If you were to plan a family vacation right now, mamas, and you had to choose, is your kid going to miss something now towards the start of the school year, or would you rather wait till it's summer again? Let me know down below. I also want to encourage you after the video to join me in my Facebook group, Teaching Teens to Love Learning. There is a link in the description. So, as we get going, if we haven't met yet, my name is Jessica Coulter. I am the CEO and founder of Ace Cookie Tutoring. And I gotta tell you, I just came back from vacation, so that's why this is on the top of my brain. I can also tell you that my family always went somewhere on spring break, but we never missed school. I was one of those kids with perfect attendance, so definitely when trying to decide when to go on a family vacation, my answer is always going to be on a day your teen, your tween already has the day off. Okay, that's my stance 100%. I'll be upfront with you, but I know that that doesn't always work out with different schedules, let alone your work schedules, mamas. So we've got to figure out, okay, well, if your teen is going to miss some school, when do we actually miss school? And I know I asked you about beginning of the year, end of the year, and I got to tell you, there's some pros and cons to both of those. We're going to talk about that. And then I also want to make you aware of some other things that happen based on quarters, based on different times of the school year that you might not be aware of, since, I know I'm a substitute teacher, I'm an educator, tutor, so I know I've seen these things firsthand. You might not be as familiar. So here we go. Beginning of the school year. You might think it's a good time to go. Going on, a lot of those icebreakers, a lot of the procedures, expectations, a lot of getting the feel for the classes, the teachers, the building. So definitely you might think, okay, my teen can miss that. And I'd agree that on the side of homework, on the side of academics, especially middle school and high school, your kid's probably not going to miss very much. So maybe that's a good vacation. But I ask you, especially if your child's new to the district, if your child's a freshman or new middle schooler, so basically that first year of transition, is it a good idea for your child to miss those social things, those basically social emotional things, the first week or two of school? Sometimes even the first month, but definitely the first week or two. And I got to tell you that those things, that social side of things, extremely, extremely important to your child's mental health, especially for children that are new in the district, for children, like I said, that are transitioning, if they're going from middle school to high school, elementary to middle school. Definitely important, and also very important for all of our college freshmen. Okay, or even if it's your child's going from community college to 4 year, same kind of thing. It's a transition, so your child needs to be in school for those first couple weeks. Okay. Now I've also got to tell you, if your child is, say, a high school senior, or your child's, the last year of middle school, you might be going, okay, we're not transitioning, so beginning of school sounds good, Jessica. Well, what if your kid has a new teacher? Like, how is your child going to know what the late work policy is, or where to turn in homework, or where to get things in the classroom, or how to ask for help, what the teacher's rules are, what the policies are, if he's not there to learn them? Okay. So definitely there's a lot of kind of basics that your child's missing at the beginning of the school year, let alone the social side. Now, if we go to the end of the school year, for all of you that said, hey, I want to take my kids on vacation at the end of the school year, I got to tell you, end of the school year can kind of go two ways. It really depends on the teacher. Again, depends on the district. But do know, finals are a big part of the end of the school year for high school students and college students. So definitely do know, college students, their school year usually starts earlier, it ends later. or I should say starts earlier, ends earlier for most of the time compared to high schoolers. So, maybe that would work. You're taking your college kiddo on a vacation after he's done with finals, but I caution you, mamas, is your high schooler done with finals? Okay. I also got to tell you, there's usually a mad rush at the end of the year. Teachers are realizing there's still like 5 standards they haven't covered. They have to cover them. And so they're trying to fill them in with all these big things, all these last minute things. So definitely do know there can be that mad rush at the end. But on the opposite side, it can also be, depending on teachers, depending on schools. Sometimes schools do the finals like really early, and then there's like 2 or 3 weeks of school where it's just dead. Where your kids are literally, I don't want to say being babysat, but I mean they're doing fun things. They're doing things that are like dead time because they get to make up all sorts of late work and missing work. Okay, so that just depends again on your school and your child. Because think about this, and this is something we'll talk about more here in a second. But if your child is a great student, vacation is probably going to be easier to handle. If your child is constantly missing schoolwork, constantly failing tests, probably don't want to go on vacation. Okay? So before we go into that, I want to say thank you so much for watching here on Facebook. Thank you for watching on YouTube. Make sure you're a follower of Facebook. Make sure you're a subscriber of my YouTube channel so you don't miss future live videos all about school, about teens, about learning. All right. So we hinted at the type of student you have. So if you're trying to decide when to go and you're trying to decide beginning of the school year, end of the school year, at all, or when else, well, I got to tell you, mamas, and this is a little bit of a tangent, but definitely do know, and I haven't mentioned this yet, and it could be its own video, but I want to keep this series pretty short. Do know if your child is struggling, like if a class is just a problem class, don't go on vacation. Okay, keep your teen in school. Now, I will say, if your child knows material backwards, forwards, and it's just a matter of turning the homework in, maybe some test taking strategies, just being motivated about the class, that's a whole nother issue. But definitely if your child is struggling to comprehend the material, is needing lots of help from the teacher that you can't provide, because maybe, mama, you don't know the algebra 2, or maybe you never took chemistry, whatever it is, do you know your child needs to be in school to ask people, aka the teacher, possibly classmates, that know how to do this. Okay, so don't let your teen miss out on a very valuable week of instruction just because of a family vacation. And like I said the other day, this is all, choice vacations, not like death in the family, emergencies, sickness, anything like that. This is just if you decide to go on a trip during the school year. Okay. But back to, if your teen is struggling, do know content is not usually the problem. It is literally knowing how to learn, knowing those study skills. And that is what my Facebook group's all about. That's what my Love to Learn study program is all about. So definitely want to encourage you, mamas, if you're looking for some help, you want to understand more about studying, how your teen learns, join my Facebook group by clicking the link in the description below. You'll answer a couple questions, then you'll be in. And, we're joining the group. You'll know more about study skills so your teen can love to learn. So thank you so much for watching. If you've got questions about vacations, you've got more thoughts and concerns about the school year, drop them down below, because I will be live here tomorrow on Monday with a new series. So have a great Labor Day weekend. Bye, mamas.